I mean, we're really like jumping around in some decades here.
Yes.
What's folk?
I mean, to be honest with you, I think that resort is such a huge category right now. I think globalization, traveling, social media, and I think that we saw it so much on fall winter. Alexander McQueen did it, Stella McCartney did it, Dior did it. You had all this, it comes from the Baltics, that area, Ukrainian fashion. I think there is something beautiful about that embellished folkloric wear, that it feels, there is you wear it and it's a full-on story about who you are, basically. Yeah. But it takes a bit of knowledge.
I mean, it's definitely a certain look too. I mean, it's very loose skirting.
Right. I mean, you need to be careful because you don't want to look like you're in a regional dance, you know, some kind of group of a cult or like a costume, you know? Yeah. You don't want to do that. But at the same time, with the right hair, the right accessories, you can bring it down. I mean, again, there's some things that are so embellished that it's going to be a little tricky, but you don't have to buy designer. You can buy that at any price point. And if you're on a trip, let's say you're in Greece, they sell those dresses for no money anywhere, or in Mexico. They sell them everywhere, or in the West Coast. You can find them in different places without spending a fortune. And a little bit goes a long way, you know?
Would you say that a signature kind of touch to that kind of folk look or style is embroidery, or is it like down to the detail? Because I know like a lot of times there's ties and there's...
Absolutely. Embroidery is basically also another huge trend, and we see that a lot of in accessories. Embroidery, embellishment, ruffles, polka dots, all those things work really well with folk. And I think that at the same time, you just don't have to worry about it. You put the dress on, that's it. Mm-hmm. It's like the look.
Yeah.
You know?
And what kind of shoes? Like, how do you accessorize this look?
I personally would go for a boot. Something that is more like interesting. Maybe an ankle boot or a platform. Mm-hmm. Something, again, that is going to give it more of an edge. Maybe an interesting flat could be also cool. I would stay away from the stylized high heel thin shoe. I think that's the wrong way to go. I think a chunkier, something that it gives you an edge, that you're telling them that you're not from that country. You know, it's basically you just like channeling that fashion trend.
So just to kind of backtrack to something you said before about how resort is very important right now, and this is, you know, was a
one of the biggest trends we saw.
Okay, tell me more about that. Like, why is resort so important? I mean, I think to those who aren't in your world, you kind of think more spring, summer, fall, winter, these like, you know, fashion shows and whatever.
Resort or any pre-collection is basically what sells. So it's basically what it really is relevant to the retailer and the consumer. Yes, obviously we love the runway pieces, but resort is basically something that has an essence of that collection of runway, but it's much more digestible for the real girl, let's say, for the real people, and it stays on the floor the longest. So resort, that's why it's so important for brands, because that's where they really make the money. And I think that resort as well is evolving really quickly to include like a bigger range. So you have more trendy things and more commercial pieces. But I love resort. We cover resort extensively. Mm. It's a great season.
Yeah.
And also gives you a very good idea what's going to happen in the spring, summer. If you care.